Hey everyone, Kyshira here. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a very highly requested topic, which is how to create standard operating procedures for your business, commonly known as SOPs. So these are really important because it helps you with streamlining your business. It helps to ensure that you are doing everything with consistency, everything from how you post online to how you engage or service your clients. It also really matters when you are hiring, whether that's a VA, social media manager, or you're bringing on a full team. Having SOPs in place will help make it easier for them to actually do their jobs and do it in a way that you enjoy. So if you are ready to learn how to create SOPs, make sure you 1, subscribe to this channel, and 2, keep on watching. So the first thing I want you to do when you're thinking about creating SOPs is to identify any tasks that you're doing on a recurring basis. So you don't really want to create SOPs for one-time things unless it's an annual thing, but for the most part, we really want to focus on things you do all the time, such as posting to your Instagram, sending out your email marketing, how you book clients for consultations, things like that. So you want to go ahead and just make a list of recurring tasks. If you struggle with that, just go ahead and open up your calendar or your whatever you use to track your time and look at the past 2 to 3 months of your business. What major projects did you work on? Such as maybe you just had a launch, maybe you just rolled out a new marketing campaign, and just look at all of the things that you did that rolled up into that. That may give you an idea of some of your recurring tasks. The second thing I want you to think about are, what are your recurring special projects? So these are the things you might do quarterly, biannually, or annually. Like maybe you host a conference or a virtual summit. Maybe every year you get your website done. So you want to look at those and map those out as well. And when I say map those out, I basically mean write down every single task that goes into those projects. The next step is going back to the first one, which was think about your recurring task. I want you to now screen record yourself doing these things. The software that I like to use for this is called Loom. There's a free plan and a paid plan. It's really easy to use. It embeds right into Google Chrome. But screen recording myself doing things such as how I upload my podcast and how I title and put the description in, how I create my podcast promo art in Canva. I will just record myself doing it. And you can choose to let it stay in Loom, or if you're using another tool, what I was doing before I had Loom was I was screen recording it and then uploading it to my Vimeo account and making sure that I gave it a label so that I knew that it wasn't a video to give to my clients, but it was a video to give to my team. Screen recording yourself doing something is the easiest way to document your SOPs. It's also really helpful for your team because now they have a training library, right, of how to do different things. Now, when it comes to your special projects, like let's say your annual conference, that one may consist of several screen recorded videos, and you might not be able to do it right now, and that's okay. You can do it when it comes around. But for things that are recurring in your business, again, such as email marketing, social media, servicing clients, onboarding clients, offboarding clients, right? Those are things that you can go ahead and just screen record the process and the steps now. The fourth step, once you've gone ahead and done your screen recording, is to find a project management tool that you like to go ahead and organize and store these. So some examples include Asana, Trello, ClickUp, and Airtable. Currently, our SOPs in my business live in Trello, but they are actually moving to Airtable. It really doesn't matter, y'all. Pick the tool that makes the most sense for you. You know my motto, if you don't like it, you can always move. But the nice part about these is that one gives you a backup place, because there's going to be another place we're going to store these SOPs, but it gives you a backup, but it also just makes it really easy to share SOPs with other people, with team members. It makes it really easy to organize things and find them by category or however else you want to filter it. So sign up for a project management tool. All of them have free versions, and then come back to this video. So now what you want to do with your PM tool open in one window and your screen record in another is come up with a name for the SOP. And I'm very direct. My SOPs are called how to do X, Y, and Z. So the most recent one I created was how to create podcast promo video in Headliner, which is the software that we use. That was the name of the SOP. So you give them all a name and just, again, make them really easy, right? You want to make sure that it's easy, not just for you, but for people coming onto your team to understand, so they can find exactly what it is they are looking for. And you want to go ahead and add that into your PM tool, okay? And if you haven't already, label the video, the screen record, as that same name. Now, what I want you to do is go into Google Drive and create a Google Drive folder called SOPs. And then open that folder up and create folders for the different categories in your business. So my folders are labeled podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook group, and then there's one for clients, and there's subfolders in there like onboarding, offboarding, things like that. But just go ahead and make the applicable folders. Click on the one that you want to start with and open up a Google Doc. So in this example, I would open up the podcast folder. I'd open up a Google Doc and I would label it how to make podcast video in Headliner. And what I would do then is I would, or my VA would, transcribe what the video says and break it down into steps. So your SOP is essentially a document that lists every single step that goes into executing the task. Okay? We cannot skip a step, even if it's small. Even if the step is sign in, put that in there, okay? Where are we finding the login, all of that different stuff, type it out. So I would put SOP instruction. I would have a section for a training video link. That's where your screen recording is going to go. I would have a section for important links. So this is where you're going to link other documents or URLs they may need to execute the SOP. So in this case, they're probably going to need the link to Headliner. They're going to need the link to the podcast art that we use in the video. So have the link there. They may need the link to the podcast content calendar. So I put all of that, again, one place, okay? And then I have a section called important or remember. I can't remember which one I use. But this is where you're going to put other instructions that aren't necessarily a part of the steps, but are important to know. For example, one example could be when titling podcasts, remember to capitalize the first letter of every word, right? That might not make sense in the steps, but it's an important note that we'll want to go ahead and put on the side. So that's what I would do in that section, okay? Now, going back to your PM tool, what you want to do, and you can add as many columns to this as you want, but in my PM tool, there's the name of the SOP, there's the link, there's a section for a link to training video, there's a section for a link to Google Doc, there's a section for last updated, right? And there's a link to who owns this, okay? So one, I do this just to have a backup of where everything is, but two, it helps me to actually easily see when I'm building job descriptions who on the team owns this task. So is it the VA, the social media manager, the marketing manager, the ops manager, the CEO? Who really owns this? So that's one thing that's really, really helpful with this. And then the last thing you want to make sure that you're doing, and I think I mentioned this in the last step, but on the Google Doc as well as in your PM tool, put a section for last updated so that you can know when was the last time you took a look at this, because SOPs are going to change. This is not something that you're going to do once and that's it. You'll probably update your SOPs at minimum once a year, if not more than that. So you want to ensure that you're keeping an eye on everything being fresh, because again, if you keep having new team members come in, new contractors coming in, they may make a mistake and it not be their mistake, it's your mistake, because the SOP is old. So they're just following what it says, but it's not current or reflecting current time. So make sure that you're checking up on when it's last updated. So that's how I actually document my SOPs. It's just honestly very like manual, but it's not a ton of work. But again, it's really important for you to do this because when you build your team, it's going to save you time on training and onboarding. It also helps you to see where you're working harder and not smarter, because you'll be like, I'm doing 27 things to post on Instagram. Like, I need an automation tool, or I need a graphic designer, or I need X, Y, and Z. So doing this will help you to see where you're also being inefficient in your business, okay? So if you have any additional questions on how to build SOPs, let me know down in the description box and we can have a conversation from there. Again, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.